The records are now open. Welcome, everyone, to an impromptu episode of Akashic Answers with Emily. I am looking forward to seeing who is going to join us here. Say hello once you get here. And of course, if this is the first time you're joining, let me know that this is the first time you're joining. My name is Emily Harrison. I am the founder director here inside the Akashic Academy. And I work with visionaries and thought leaders, training them how to exit the world of ordinary mind and tap into superconscious intelligence. Because we know that our thoughts shape our reality. So if you can break outside of the thoughts that you're currently having, tap into the thoughts that are in alignment with your highest creative genius, you're going to start making different decisions about your life. And your life is going to change pretty dynamically and quickly, and the life of everyone here on the planet. Because when one of us change, we're collectively increasing the consciousness, the frequency for the rest of our human friends to change as well, to step into more and more freedom. So let me know where you are coming to us from today. I'm coming to you from the High Sierras. I see Helen Neary here, and Michael, and Matt O'Keefe, and Reiki Reverend. First time, awesome. I would love everybody to type in, again, where you're tuning in from. I'm coming to you from the High Sierras. When you begin to see these places on our planet showing up like Zurich, I want you to begin to envision pinpoints of light connecting all across the globe. This is going to create a grid of consciousness that we can share intelligence, share aha moments, and support each other with the growth and evolution that's happening here on the planet. All right, so we're going to jam together for the next 30 minutes in our Akashic Records. What's up, Christopher, coming in from Vancouver Island? If you are new to the Akashic Records, don't worry. I'm going to give everybody a quick breakdown so that we can all play on the same playing field here together. We're going to learn about the Akashic Records. We're going to jam in our Akashic Records for about 30 minutes. And then I want to make sure that you know what to do next in your life. If you've enjoyed hanging out here, I want to make sure that I leave you with a gift that's going to continue the training and the opening and expansion of your mind that we're going to do today. All right, send some love, likes, hearts across the screen. Blow up the algorithms for me if you are ready to get going today. I also want to encourage you to share this out. The more and more of us that come together, that start taking personal responsibility for what it is that we're creating in our lives and create something different, the stronger we all become. Let's talk about the Akashic Records. The Akashic Records are the realm of consciousness that hold all information, past, present, all possible futures, and is recorded from a neutral perspective. Neutral means unconditional love and zero judgment. This realm of consciousness holds an account of your soul through all lifetimes. Okay? Yes, your past lives, your future lives are cool, but we are very concerned with your now life. Not only because this is where we are right now, we only have the now, but you being a part of what's happening here on the planet, you are aware that there is a massive rise of light and evolution happening here on our planet. Now, if you look out into the collective projection of reality, I'll use air quotes there, you're going to see a lot of fear and potential destruction happening. Why do we experience that? Because we still have that stuff on the inside. And if we will turn our awareness inward and handle our own shit, then we will stop creating this projected collective reality. So we have an opportunity to do our own work right now. And as we do it, it's super exciting. I was just sharing this construct, this thought with a friend earlier. Remember the 7 Hermetic principles. Remember the principle of opposites. As bad as it looks out there is as good as it can get if we know how to show up and to utilize this energy, which is what the Akashic Records helps me and helps my clients do. This is a space that was accessed by Nikola Tesla, Steve Jobs, Albert Einstein. We all have the ability to access it, although your results may vary. Mine do. Don't be surprised if they tell you different shit. Okay. But everyone has the ability to access this higher realm of consciousness. As you are incarnating here as a human on the planet, your bandwidth has been shrunk down from being able to perceive infinite wisdom and infinite reality, infinite love, that God source energy, to experiencing it in a slower, denser bandwidth. We are all unique reflections of the God personality showing up here to bring the puzzle back into fullness, into wholeness. But as we incarnate here on the planet, our bandwidth shrinks and our perception gets less. It gets more focused to perceive the energies of the physical realm. You following me? Send some love like hearts across the screen if you're following me. All right, I said I was going to keep this very, very down to earth in our everyday lives. Like, how do we do the work? And I got really galactic there on you. Very global in terms of how the planet is shifting and how we get to do our work. So let's bring it back home, y'all. Let's bring it back home to the Akashic Records. So when I learned that I had the ability to tap into the Akashic Records and I had access to all information in the known universe, forward and backward through time, I began to see things differently. I began to see myself not from this limited perspective of my human experience, but from this higher perspective of God mind. I've been able to very practically use the Akashic Records to help me break free of suffering and soul contracts that I had, karmic entanglements that I had, to suffering, to not being able to tap into wealth and resources. That's one area where I have had thematic energy. I'm learning and shifting and growing in this lifetime. Many of you might be learning through your money constructs as well. You might be learning about freedom and how you tap into more freedom. Money definitely gives us more freedom. No, it's not everything, right? But the more money we have freedom. We have opportunity to do good. Good people do good things with money. And so many of us, because we have these attachments to suffering and attachments to playing small, it can feel weird and uncomfortable to claim that for ourselves. So that's just an area where I've been learning. I don't want to be poor no more, y'all. I have had no resources and I have had a lot of resources. And I can tell you, having a lot is way the heck better than having none. I was not a happy camper. There are still times when I'm not a happy camper, but I had survival stress in my life that I don't have now. So that's one area where the Akashic Records have worked with me. Hey, David Vega, I see you. Maybe an area, a thematic area for your life has been relationships. Maybe it's been a job. Job is a big one for me too. I come from small town Missouri. I quit college. I moved to LA when I was 19 to become an actress. Pursued acting until that timeline shifted. What happened was I wasn't as good as acting as I thought, and I needed to get better at it. So I started doing things that helped me not be so nervous, like meditation and yoga and Tai Chi and Qigong. And my consciousness expanded, and then I found the Akashic Records. And Katie, thank you for saying that I look stunning today. I see you. Jason, blast from the past. I see you. Hi, Marcy Jane. All right, so that is what the Akashic Records are. That's how they have helped me. And I'm excited to share that with you all now and help you. So where do you have questions? I know many of you already consciously work with the Akashic Records. I've even trained a couple of you that I see popping on here. But that's the inspiration for today, is to remind you that you too can learn how to tap into this realm of consciousness that will continue to guide and direct every moment of your life. So I'm going to show you how it works today. Yeah, all right. So let's get my chat box fired up with your questions. Where do you have challenges in your life? What areas do you feel stuck? Imagine that you're about to ask the crystal ball a question. Okay. I'm going to ask the spirit, bring my awareness to the questions that are going to help us all really lean in and heal here together today, even if I don't get to your questions. Although it's an impromptu show, we're popping up here. So we've got an intimate audience. Take this opportunity, let it rip, get your questions asked, because I don't always see all the questions that come in. But I will ask that the guides bring my awareness to questions that will help the most of us shift and change. And right now, yo, we got 0. So I'm just going to have to keep preaching to you until you start asking some questions here. Helen Neary, first time on the Insta Live. I'm so glad that you're here. Marcy Jane, saving the day. Thank you, Miss Marcy. How can I create enough abundance with my healing work, please? Excellent, Miss Marcy. Let me tap in and see what the guides want to bring through for you. They're saying, get grounded and go deep. Okay, get really, really grounded in specifically how you want to help people. Not like 10 different options or 5 different options or this healing or that healing. Get really deep with transformation, how you can walk somebody through transformation. They're also saying, Marcy, look specifically at a transformation that you've been through. I feel like it's job or relationship and or relationship based. But they're saying, look at where you have, like how far you have come and where you were a few steps ago in your own healing journey, and curate a deep dive experience for someone to fully transform through relationships, through their relationship drama, karma, and dharma is what I'm hearing, and can move through their career, relationship, career, karma, dharma, and drama. I said that in the other order. That's interesting, though, that they're saying karma, dharma, drama. Not sure why they're saying that, but Miss Marcy, let me know if that's resonating for you. All right. I'm also inspired to remind each one of you, because there do tend to be quite a few of you quantum entrepreneurs that come into this space, because like draws like, right? And I, like you, am here to use my gift and talents, my unique genius, to not only to create a life and income and support my family, but also to benefit the planet. Okay. So if you are coming into this space, and I'm answering Marcy Jane's question, but you're thinking, dang, that resonates for me. I wish that message was for me. Please, it is for you too. If you feel it, if you desire it, you receive it. You receive it and it's yours. Okay. Send some love, likes, hearts across the screen. Lisa Beck in the house. I love it. I see Bean Steam Studios here too. Oh, just listened to Jimmy and I yesterday. Great show. Awesome. Thank you for being here today. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for coming on back. All right. So in addition to channeling for you all, I also like to do an energy activation that's going to help us all. The guides are inviting me to work in the heart space. And Marcy, what they're saying with this for you is particularly working with bringing in more love, holding more love, allowing yourself to be loved and adored and exalted. Okay. It's interesting. Bean Steam Studios is here and talked about the interview that I did with Jimmy Church earlier this week. And before I went to that interview, I went to my massage therapist, who also does tuning forks on me. And I told her, I said, I've got this big interview, big opportunity. I'm excited about it. And she said, all right, we're going to work on your energy field. And she put this ylang-ylang oil on me called Love Me More, which brings more people. It like calms and relaxes my field to be able to put myself out there and have people positively respond and negatively respond, for that matter. But sometimes the positive feedback can be harder to hold than the negative feedback. Like, right, we can brush the negative feedback off. We get tough skin, we get thick, we get vulnerable, but really holding and receiving those compliments, receiving the love can be really, really challenging. So my lady doused me down with that and it felt really good. Okay. So the guides want to work in the heart space. I want everybody who is open to receive this, type yes, not just if you're a spiritual entrepreneur, but if you want to know what it looks and feels like to receive more love in your life and to be comfortable receiving more love in your life, type yes in the comments and receive this activation coming in by Marcy Jane here today. Now, there are a lot of things that trip us up and get in our way of being able to properly love ourselves. Some of those are our own experiences in life. And some of those are generational that are passed down. And some of them are collective programs of society. So lots of things can fuck you up in this quest for feeling love. This is why I recommend learning how to read your Akashic Records so that you can go through a process of understanding where all of those pitfalls are for you and furthermore, rewriting them. Okay? Because so long as you have aspects of yourself that are blocking you from feeling and receiving love, you are not going to be able to timeline jump into your highest potential. All right. And that's what's available for us right now with all this quantum energy that is available on the planet, all these solar flares. It's waking up our DNA. It's giving it, we have the opportunity to timeline jump at any point in time, by the way. Because timeline jumping has to do with your perception of reality and what you believe to be true for yourself. And that can shift and change in a moment. But what's happening right now is our hearts and minds and souls, and we're breaking wide open in terms of remembering what is possible. And we're coming together in community and we're supporting each other during this growth and this rise. That's why it's getting really exciting. All right on. Katie says that is gold to be able to receive and hold more love. Phyllis, I'm so happy you're here. Hi, Phyllis from Canada. Right on. Got lots of yeses. Marcy says, generally, I've been using the tarot as a tool for transformation. Cool. The other thing that I would recommend for everybody is teach what you do. Good stuff. All right. Beam Stream Studios. It was amazing. It felt a very personal message for me at this time. Excellent. David. Yes. Your real name, David, is much easier. Thank you for being here, David. Marcy, thank you. Yes. Awesome. All right. We need another question, y'all. Who's got another question that we could roll with here? You know, I'm not very good at being quiet. I don't like to wait you out very long and just sit here and wait for your questions, but I will. Actually, this is a great moment to thank you all for being here. And those of you who, Dink asked above. Okay, great. Thank you for letting me know. I'll flip up there. But thank you all for being here. You're such an important part of this show. Not only do you give me people to talk to and you make the show roll, but you are who is inviting in the intelligence that we all need to know and hear and receive right now. Okay, so Dink, I'm going to scroll up. Oh, there we go. Excellent. Oh, my glasses. Okay, my glasses aren't here. How can I hone in on what my message and work is specifically? Or what should I, conscious parenting or conscious empowerment for women? Okay, let me tap in. See what I get for you. All right, first thing the guides are saying is it's always whatever brings you the most joy, because joy is the vibrational frequency that needs to navigate us right now. And if you're ever confused about what to do, you want to do with what brings you the most joy. All right. Let me see if that might be cut and dry. Let me just see what else the guides have to say. Sometimes while it seems super simple, our joy can be elusive because joy is something that is more associated with our intuitive mind rather than our logical mind. All right. And when our logical mind is trying to figure things out, which is what it does, whereas our intuitive mind knows, cool difference, Never heard the guide say that before. But if you're in your logical mind, you're going to notice that you're trying to figure things out. That can be a key. Oh, I'm in my logical mind here. Versus in my intuitive mind, which knows. And man, our joy quotients have been really messed with as well. It's so many of us don't feel safe in our joy. We feel like joy is short-lived, or we feel like joy is fleeting is what the guides are saying, which is short-lived. Anything else you want to say about joy and why it's hard? Let me see what else I want to say. Oh, they're talking about joy guilt right now. Wow. Okay. Let's blast that out here right now. I'm not going to be attached to any collective joy guilt. I do see it though. I do see what they're talking about. And I feel it sometimes too. And I will notice now when that comes up to be more conscious about moving that energy. If you guys want to help me move, you guess you have joy with both. Yeah. So it can be that there's a combination that you want to combine them. Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't scroll with that finger because then I block Facebook. Okay, I'm just scrolling back. How can I hone in on what my message and work is specifically? Okay. Following the joy, that's the first part of it. I want to give you guys some insight from human business, Emily, and how I work with my clients. One, going into the Akashic Records and learning the Akashic Records. The Akashic Records will reveal always what the right best next move is. So just, shameless plug there around the Akashic Records. So you want to know that. But when I'm working with entrepreneurs that I've already trained in the Akashic Records and we're working on building their specific business, which does not have to be Akashic Records, by the way. Okay, Lisa Marie Beck is an example. She uses the Akashic Records for her work, but she's building a brand that works with professionals and athletes, former athletes and men. Awesome brand, by the way. Another shameless plug for Lisa Marie Beck and Ignite. All right, but questions that I've encouraged Lisa to ask in journal and my other clients who are working to step into their unique genius and give service here to the planet and make money doing it. Here and they're awesome. Are you ready? Please fire up my chat box with love, likes, and hearts. Just blow it up for me, like drum roll, please. 2 questions. They'll change the game for you. Question 1, what are my superpowers? List every single superpower you have, from being great at spontaneous conversation, or friends like to come to you to ask questions, or you're the best dog poop picker upper in the family. List your superpowers. That's question 1. Question number 2, what would be wildly fun for me? You got to follow the joy. You got to follow the passion. And if you don't ask yourself these questions, you're going to ask yourself questions like, I wonder how much people would pay for a package of tarot readings. Cool. Okay. All right, let's do a healing on that for us. And then Phyllis has a great question coming in here for us on Facebook. All right, let me just see where the guides want to. They're bringing me right up into brain space, reprogramming. They're bringing attention to the temples. If you want to participate in some think differently reprogramming, this is designed to interrupt your current and consistent thought patterns that are causing you to think the same thoughts. And yes, think. Hang on, let me breathe. The puppet malfunctioned. Don't write in about that. I am not a puppet or a clone, not to my knowledge. But if you want to break up some of the programming in the mind, bring your fingers to the temples, just gently tapping here on the temples, and just say yes. Your guides, your higher self, your innate, protecting you, guarding you at all times. And only the good, only what you're ready for coming in right now. only the light. But we're just gently creating some pattern interrupts there from our old limited thinking so that you can think bigger, more creative thoughts. Good stuff. All right, give me a yes if you felt that, if you liked it, if you received it. And then I'm going to get to Phyllis's question here. Phyllis says, why do I often get overlooked and feel like I am invisible? Not that I want attention, but things happen that make me feel like people forget about me or don't notice me. Great question. All right. So it's that part of you that like, I don't really want attention. There's some humility in claiming that we want or need attention in life. Okay. And all humans need attention. We all need to be connected and together. You are not designed to be alone. I just learned this from my son, Jack, yesterday. He came and picked me up and took me to Costco so I could get him some groceries, which I was very happy to do. And I love spending time with this kid. And, you know, he's kind of like me. He's always preaching at some point, and he begins to preach to me, preach into me. He's not really preaching. He's just sharing inspired ideas. But he's like, Mom, I've been thinking about this and about how alone humans are. And we're not designed to be alone. Like, think about back to primal times. You don't go on the hunt alone. We're not designed to do things alone. And yet our modern day society has created so much aloneness that we get very lonely. And we're putting a tough outer exterior up, and social media gives us a false sense of connection with each other, right? But there's this prevailing loneliness that it can be hard to say, dude, I'm fucking lonely. I just need to hang out and be with humans. Just like it can be hard to say, yeah, I think I want to be wealthy. Not too much. Just enough. We live in an abundant physical framework. So I say that's why it's been such a big part of my learning and growth, because there's so many different aspects of learning abundance through money that we get to learn, right? But it can be weird to claim that we want that. It can be weird to claim that we want attention. So that's the first thing, Phyllis, is that you don't actually feel comfortable getting the attention. It's hard to claim. It's hard to feel, just like all that joy is hard to feel, feeling more love, letting ourselves receive more. It can be really challenging to do. So that's the first thing the guides are saying. Work with yourself, Phyllis, and maybe you want to ask the records. I know you've done the beginner's training, so maybe you want to ask the records, when did you stop feeling comfortable feeling love in your life? And they'll take you back to a place that something will ping in your mind. And then, you know, how you heal, you just add love and light to that. You want to heal it. But these traumas that we have get stuck places in our body, and just awareness can heal it. But if we're not aware of it, then we don't know to heal it, or we go to a healer. But if you know how to read the records and how to use them, like I just shared here with Phyllis, you just ask. Okay. The guides also want to talk about, remember how we talked about the 7 hermetic principles before? And something I love about this show is that the guides that come in that want to talk, they seem to weave a piece of wisdom from the top of the show, like this beautiful thread on down. So let's talk about this idea of the principle of opposites again. Okay. So what this hermetic principle tells us is that energy can exist in a shadow octave, or the same energy can exist in its highest, most fully expressed octave, right? And there's all this variance in between. So this idea of being invisible, yeah, it can suck in some aspects of your life. Like when you talk about you don't like how it feels to be overlooked. Of course we don't. No, none of us do. Even though some of us put up a tough outer shell, or some of us get so hurt that we actually don't feel comfortable in public, so we hide away. All right. Yeah, that's the sucky part of feeling invisible. The cool part is actually vibrating to a frequency where we can be invisible and we can cloak our energy. This is a masterful level quantum skill. It's a little woo-woo here in the 3D. Like meaning, oh, you're just going to cloak yourself out in public and disappear. Yes, that is happening. But let me tell you a more practical aspect is that when you become invisible, things can move through you, right? And when you can allow other people's shit to move through you, when you can allow the triggers or things that would be a distortion in the field that would irritate you and alter your vibrational frequency, you let that move through you, that's a superpower. All right, so I do want to make sure that you recognize the superpower essence in this too. It's just learning to understand ourselves and see like where our energy is dialed. And that's part of what the evolutionary process is here on the planet. I mean, this spacesuit that you have, this is this human physical technology. This is the technology that is allowing consciousness to know itself. So if you are here showing up on the planet right now, which you are part of this experiment of the God energy knowing itself, of consciousness knowing itself. So self-knowledge is what you're after. So all you have to do is figure yourself out and you're doing the work, right? Does this make sense? Let's hear some hell yeahs in here if this is making sense. Phyllis said, like recently I got a call from my boss to pick up a plaque from her office to recognize my 20-year work. Apparently it was presented at the staff meeting that morning, but they didn't tell me it was going to be. Oh, that's a serious bummer, man. I feel that disappointment. I feel that. So rather what I would say here is missed opportunity and disappointment is something that I might look into, and that sucks. So let's just breathe into that. Anybody have missed opportunity or disappointment that you've dealt with in your life? I definitely have disappointment, another theme of my life. I mean, being in Hollywood, there's so much rejection. I'm going to release that from the solar plexus. You can say yes if you want to release it. I'm using my tuning fork. I need to turn a little sideways here because I'm hitting my desk. Okay, I have had put up a tough outer exterior for disappointment because I had so much rejection in Hollywood that I feel like I can take it now. But dude, disappoint my kids and watch angry Emily, caveman Emily come out, right? This stuff happens to me all the time. Okay, if you notice that stuff's happening to you all the time, that's your karma. And for all of us, repetitive patterns, that's our karma. That's something that we're not learning. So tap into the records, my good student, figure out what that is. All right. So I forgot, since this is an impromptu episode, I forgot to look at what time we started and have no idea how long that we've been on here together. But usually about 3 questions is about 30 minutes. So thank you all for joining. I said that I would share where you can go get a free gift. Okay. So if you're on StreamYard, I'm just going to grab it here quickly for you. If you are joining us on Instagram, check out the Linktree link in my bio after this. And there's a lot of cool stuff there for you. But what I want to point your attention to is called intuitive development. Oh, shit. Where did that go? Here on StreamYard. All right, StreamYardies. I'm sorry, guys. I got a little. Did I hang up on StreamYard? No, I'm still there. I got a little wonky. Pardon me. There we go. Okay, back on StreamYard. If you're on StreamYard, I'm going to pop the link in there for you. Since I'm doing this like in real time, I do think I'm messing it up. That link looks a little weird. But that link, if you're on StreamYard, that will get you to our website where you can find the intuitive development training. It's the first big button right there. And if you are joining us on Instagram, once we hop off of here, go check Linktree in my bio, find intuitive development. Okay. This is going to very practically break down how your intuition works. If you're thinking, yeah, that's cool. I would like to learn to read the records, but I don't think I'm psychic. I don't think I can do it like Emily. You can. It's just about learning how your imagination works. And this training, it's a 30-minute training, is going to break down for you basically how you become psychic really fast. It's not that hard. All right. So I want you guys to check it out so you can have that level of communication with your records, with your guides, with your higher self, with whatever you call it. the wisdom that is. And I look forward to seeing you back here next week on Akashic Answers with Emily. Bye.